So, I am a trained and certified mediator. I am a trained facilitator as well. And I am here to share some knowledge that has benefited me with the hope that it might benefit you in some way. Now, I completed mediation training back in 2017, and I can honestly say that the training was one of the best learning experiences that I ever had. Mediation training helped me understand myself better. It helped me to understand other people better. It helped me to relate to other people more. Now, what a mediator basically is a third party that helps two or more people understand each other better to avoid arguing, fisticuffs, or going to a judge. Mediators can help heal relationships. They can help better relationships to keep them from falling apart. And like I said, I am here to share some of that knowledge. I know that mediation training has helped me mitigate or avoid some of the conflicts in my life. And knowledge kept to myself doesn't do anyone any good. It definitely doesn't do me any good. I can't take the knowledge with me to the grave and coddle it or something, so I figure I might as well share some of it. The first thing that I would say that I learned from mediation training is that emotions and values are often interconnected. And what are values? Simple. They are whatever is important to you. It could be good communication, shared responsibility, honesty, good customer service. Again, it's whatever is important to you. Now, I'm talking about emotions and values strictly from the perspective of mediation, nothing else. I know that as a former public school teacher, I know that sometimes children are taught that there are positive emotions like joy and happiness, and then there are negative emotions like anger or maybe sadness. Well, there really are no such things as negative emotions. Those so-called negative emotions are simply the warning signs or red flags that tell you your values aren't being met, that they're being disrespected, or that they're being trampled on. Just think about it. If you were driving and you saw a stop sign or a warning sign that said cliff up ahead, you wouldn't keep your foot on the accelerator, would you? No, that would be stupid. Just like we pay attention to those physical warning signs while driving, we have to pay attention to our internal warning signs as well. Again, those internal warning signs, those emotions are telling you that your values aren't being met. So, a good example, I once had a job that I was ticked off at, frustrated. And if someone asked me why, I would say that I wasn't making enough money, I never had enough time to myself, and I didn't like the way that success was evaluated. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that I'm angry, that's the emotion or feeling, because financial stability is something that I value, right? I said I wasn't making enough money. I also said that work-personal life balance is something that I value, right? I said I wasn't, I didn't have enough time to myself. I also said that fairness is something that's important to me. That's another value. Because I mentioned that I didn't like the way that success was evaluated. Now, remember, no one is going to say that I'm angry because financial stability is something that I'm looking for. People don't always talk like that, right? They're going to say something similar to what I just said. Man, I'm ticked off because I ain't got enough cash. All right, let's take a scenario. Let's say Joe and Jim are housemates, and Joe is ticked off at Jim. Well, why? Joe says that I'm ticked off because Jim ain't keeping up his end of the bargain when it comes to housekeeping. So, what is Joe saying? He's saying that shared responsibility is something that's important to him. That's his value. Let's say a lady has a significant other and he's not communicating enough or communicating the way she wants him to. So good communication is something that she's looking for. That's her value. Now, it's one thing to know what your values are and to know what another person's values are, but it's an entirely different thing to have those values defined, and that's where the open-ended question comes in. Mediators use the open-ended question all the time. So a good open-ended question for me might be, so what does financial stability look like for you? Are we talking about $50,000 a year? Are we talking about $80,000 a year? A good open-ended question for Joe might be, so what were your expectations around shared responsibility? Good communication for me might look entirely different for someone else. So when you are trying to have constructive dialogue with someone to resolve issues or conflict, you always want to listen for the values connected to the emotion. And you want to have your values and that person's values defined. Once that happens, you can begin to make value-aligned decisions and solutions. So, that is all I wanted to share for now. I will be doing more videos in the future. But yeah, that is it. Again, I'm a trained and certified mediator. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up. You can always message me. But for now, peace.